Here is a quick and easy tutorial on how to make your own custom Ita bags for any character and for all sorts of cool pins. The best thing about this project is the characters are interchangeable and removable, so you can have multiple different covers for all sorts of different design possibilities. To start this project, you're going to get your character art printed out on a nice desk mat, like this one. Wherever there's going to be negative space in your design, like here, be sure to add images that you want to create into smaller charms. This is a great way to use the extra material. You can really use all the space, even little corners like this. Any blank areas feel free to fill up to make extra charms. Alright, let's cut out our character. Try to keep minimal sharp edges and little corners because they can be difficult to cut. But if you want a fluffy character, sometimes you gotta put in the extra love. And because this is a vinyl mat, you don't gotta worry about it fraying. After cutting out our pattern, let's see what we've got. You should have your character frame, and any of the smaller pieces you're going to be turning into charms. Now we get out our foam, and we're going to get out our glue. Make sure to do this step in a well-ventilated area. I'm going to be starting off with the smaller face charm to be our example piece. I recommend using contact cement because it bonds the vinyl matting to the foam really well. And you want something that's going to be waterproof and strong bonding. Apply the glue to both the foam and the back of your vinyl mat, being careful to keep the glue off the face. Once we have a good thin coat, we're going to place the two pieces together. Once the glue is tacky, you're ready to put the two pieces together. Make sure you're pressing down all of your edges, and if any of the edges peel or didn't get enough glue, you can always go back and apply another layer. Once the glue has had time to dry, you're ready to start cutting out your pattern. Like I said before, the fluffier and more sharp edges your character design has, the trickier it's going to be to cut. But the foam is pretty forgiving, just be sure to go slow and careful and you'll get a nice clean cut. Next, we add our hardware. Here, I used a two-piece rivet that can be pressed together with pliers. And to protect the face from getting indented or scraped up by the pliers, I used a piece of scrap to protect it when I was pressing the two pieces together. So after I made a small hole of scissors, I added my hardware and pinched it shut. You can make charms like this two-sided by sandwiching the vinyl in between the foam. I kept it simple and just kept it one side for this project. And that's how you make the charms. I really cannot get over how durable and strong these are. They're waterproof, they're bendable, they can be crushed and folded, and they just look so adorable. You could also make the tail of your character a charm like this, so that way it swings on the backpack. Now then, let's do the full bag. Here, I'm working with foam that's a little bit thicker. I'm going to look over my design and decide where I want my anchor points to be for where I'm going to attach it to the bag. More anchor points means more stability and less wiggling. I create these anchor points by using a type of screw called a Chicago screw and some metal washers. The Chicago screws will have to be longer than the thickness of your foam, and I place the screw head side facing inwards towards the fabric of the bag. The washers in between the Chicago screws are important. That way if the bag gets tugged on, the design will not be pulled off. After you've marked and applied all of your anchor points, let's put the design back on. I'd like to give a very thankful shout out to Polarispawss for this adorable art piece. Now we're going to go in and start outlining all the areas where we need to apply glue. Be sure to give yourself plenty of extra room around your design. It doesn't have to be too exact, just be sure to give yourself a bit of extra space. Just like with our smaller charm, we're going to go in with our glue. Apply a nice generous coat so that way it can soak into the foam. Careful when applying your vinyl piece over, because again, you do not want to get any of the glue on the face of the design. Then we go in and we press down all the edges. As the piece dries, next we're going to do the clear panel. In this example, I cut some clear plastic into a shape of a heart, and then I needed a way to poke a hole through the clear plastic for the Chicago screws to fit through. I used my soldering gun, which has a nice low heat setting. This is just a little sample piece, but you get the basic idea. Once you cut out where you need your clear frame to be, mark where you need it on the anchor points, and poke those anchor points with either a hot wire tool or something like a soldering gun that can poke through the plastic like this. And remember, safety first whenever using a hot tool. And here's what it looks like when it all comes together. Here you can see where I sandwiched the plastic, the foam, and the bag, all with the anchor points. Now I've got a great way to display my pin collection and my adorable characters. I placed my Chicago screws so when I unzip the bag, they're poking through on the inside, so if I ever need to remove the character or put on a new one, it's easy to swap them out. Have fun creating all kinds of character bags.